Property preparation. When you're looking to prepare for the purchase of your next or your first property, some people think it's as easy as, cool, I've got my money, I'm gonna call up the bank and I'm good to go. Now, I believe it's actually a 3, potentially even 6-month process before you've even bought your first or bought your next property, where you actually need to start preparing. Now, if we were to categorize the main headings or what you're looking to prepare in, I like to break it down to 3 areas. 1, goals. 2, strategy, and then 3, finance. So if you're talking about goals, you're trying to understand what am I trying to achieve long term? What does this next property do for me as part of that long-term plan? Where do I want to go? What am I trying to actually achieve? That's your goals, and that can actually be a longer process. It could be something you're discussing on your own, discussing with family, partners, so forth. Part 2 is the strategy. So you've got where you want to go. How do you get there? Now, an example of how people work with me on strategy is we actually conduct a free strategy session with any current or new customers. We go through, what is it that they'd like to achieve from those goals and bringing them with a strategy to achieve it. Some of the risk profiling, and what I mean by that is, what are they uncomfortable with? There could be numbers that could prove everything to be perfect, but no matter how much you show this number that looks so good, this person just may be genuinely uncomfortable with a certain decision. So that's where risk profiling helps you. Here's an example. I don't want to purchase a unit. I just don't want to be amongst all the other units, and I don't want to be amongst all the other investors, as the majority of the units are owned by investors. And that may be a risk as part of your strategy that you're trying to map out that you want to avoid. So this is where you're now moving into phase 3. Looking back at phase 1 and 2, it's you've got your goals of what you're trying to achieve. You've got the strategy or the map of how to get there. Now you go into the last part, finance. You might be thinking, is that applying for your finance? That isn't. With relation to finance, you could actually look at strategies for your finance. And when you're looking into that, it's, okay, 3 to 6 months leading up to getting my loan. Am I comfortable with where if I had a property today, if I had a new loan, a big red balance show up in my name, would I be comfortable with where I'd put my money, how much I can budget, how much I can save? This is where that 3 to 6 months before purchasing is a good idea to actually prepare for your finance in the form of a finance strategy. This will allow you to be comfortable with the new debt that you're taking on, create good habits before you actually apply, allowing the banks to see that you can actually save that much or you don't actually spend that much. And that means you're now moving into the property purchase time with a lot of preparation. So that's it in terms of the 3 phases for property preparation that I like to use: your goal, your strategy, and your finance plan or your finance strategy. That's it from us here at Investigate, the experts in wealth creation, helping you take action.